No one grows up dreaming of this life. No child ever says they want to end up sleeping under plastic sheets, waking to sirens, or standing frozen on a sidewalk while the world passes by. And yet, for thousands of people in America, this has quietly become reality. In the early morning hours, before the city fully wakes, heat rises from cracked pavement. Not the comforting warmth of a home, but the trapped heat of concrete that never rests. Fires burn inside improvised barrels. Thin smoke curls upward, mixing with the smell of damp cardboard, metal, and exhaustion. A tent, patched together from scraps, shivers under the weight of last night's cold. Ice still clings to its edges. 50 pounds of it, hardened like a reminder that survival here is never guaranteed. This is Kensington, a neighborhood in Philadelphia that has become one of the most visible faces of homelessness and addiction in the United States. Not because the suffering is worse here than everywhere else, but because it unfolds in public. There are no hidden corners. No quiet back alleys where the crisis disappears. Everything happens in plain sight. By day, traffic flows. Stores open. Life continues. But on the sidewalks, people stand motionless. Bent forward. Still. Not asleep. Not unconscious. Somewhere in between. To outsiders, the image feels unsettling. Some reduce it to labels. But behind every unmoving body is a person carrying a story that didn't start on this street. Philadelphia is one of America's oldest cities, built on industry, trade, and working-class resilience. For decades, neighborhoods like Kensington thrived on manufacturing jobs that sustained families across generations. When factories closed and wages vanished, stability quietly followed. What replaced it was uncertainty, temporary work, rising rents, fewer safety nets. By 2025, the city reports thousands of people without stable housing on any given night. Over the course of a year, that number multiplies. Many cycle between shelters, sidewalks, friends' couches, and places never meant for sleeping. Kensington absorbs a disproportionate share of this reality. Just a few square miles hold a staggering concentration of unsheltered life. Homelessness is not a single moment. It's a slow unraveling. It begins with missed rent, a medical bill, a job cut, a family conflict that never heals. At first, people believe it's temporary. A week, a month, something they'll fix soon. But once housing is lost, the path back becomes narrow. Shelters fill quickly. Waiting lists stretch for months, sometimes years. Stability slips further away with every passing night. Without a door to lock, every decision becomes urgent. Where to sleep? Where to eat? How to protect the few belongings that remain? Survival turns into a full-time occupation. And with no space to rest, both the body and the mind begin to break down. The psychological weight is heavy. Many describe feeling invisible. Present, yet unseen. Walked around. Avoided.
Is that a body bag?
Told to move along. Over time, that message sinks in. Dignity becomes something you must defend, even as privacy disappears. Even as hope grows quiet. And then there is addiction. Kensington Avenue has become one of the most infamous corridors in America. Not because addiction is new, but because it is visible. Synthetic substances dominate the street supply. Unpredictable.
Alright, you be cool, Mr. Adam.
Capable of freezing the body in place. People remain standing for hours, caught between movement and collapse. Reports show overdose deaths remain alarmingly high across Philadelphia, with Kensington among the most affected areas. Increasingly, substances mixed with sedatives have entered circulation, intensifying physical shutdown.
What's up, DJ?
Muscles weaken. Balance disappears. Wounds form and go untreated. Time fractures. Days pass without memory. But addiction here is rarely about a single choice. It's layered with trauma. Untreated mental health conditions. Years of instability. When pain has no outlet, escape becomes tempting. And when escape becomes routine, recovery feels distant. Emergency responders return to the same blocks again and again. Sometimes unsure if someone is in immediate danger or suspended in a prolonged chemical state. Outreach workers monitor breathing. Offer warning. Stay close. Their role is not judgment. It's presence. Keeping people alive long enough for another possibility to exist. Living conditions compound everything. Public space has quietly become living space. Sidewalks serve as bedrooms. Corners become kitchens. Waste accumulates faster than it can be cleared. Needle removals number in the tens of thousands each year. Exposure brings infections. Respiratory problems. Chronic wounds that never heal because there's nowhere to recover. But the deepest damage is internal. Existing in decay reshapes self-worth. When suffering becomes background noise, people stop expecting improvement. Not because they don't want it, but because disappointment has become familiar. When the environment tells you daily that you don't matter, believing otherwise becomes difficult. And yet, even here, compassion shows up. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Quietly.
Yeah, you need to.
Outreach teams return day
History,
after day.
all kinds of stuff,
They bring
man.
meals. Clean sites.
Records,
Basic
what
medical
really
care.
was going on,
They remember names.
and the
They
check.
listen.
Like, we ain't
These
gonna
moments
forget
are
that
brief,
part.
but powerful. A warm meal restores energy. A blanket shields against cold and exhaustion. A gentle interaction interrupts invisibility. For many, survival now depends almost entirely on these street-level acts. They
Look,
don't
he
solve
just
the
got up
crisis,
all the way up from what
But they
happened. He
preserve
knocked
life.
out of it. Now
and
he's feeling.
sometimes they rebuild trust. Economic pressure continues to tighten. By 2025, rent across
Yeah,
Philadelphia
he just needs to.
has
He
climbed
want just
sharply.
rest now.
Even modest units demand more than many workers earn.
Y'all
Nearly
really
half
did
of
say
renters spend
today,
a third
man.
or more of their income just to stay housed.
A good
One
job, bro.
setback
Really.
is all it takes to
Y'all
kick the
really
balance.
did say that man life,
Working
man.
no longer guarantees
And
stability.
he ain't never gonna dig it.
Housing, once a foundation, now
Y'all
feels
be
like
cool.
a privilege reserved for fewer each year. Yet small interventions matter. Rental assistance arrives just in time.